when we explain the schedule thing, it needs to be from a place of a time audit and us working and like trying to make it so that we have a normal functioning life again.
Right.
Men's and women's groups, time audit, blah, blah, blah. This stack of packages here is going to need to go to a post office, but we need to find one extra large tattoos, not just for sailors and horse shirt, which is probably in one of those boxes in there. So,
The sailors and horse one?
yep.
Okay, so XL? XL?
Yeah, I saw you.
Okay.
Oh, babe, before you sit down, can you grab my drink off that latte one? Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Not for me.
Yes, ma'am.
What? Audio is on, mic on. Audio is on, no visual. Oh, we turned it on the camera. Turn it on the camera. Forgot we did that for your cooking video.
Yeah.
It's alright, still want to explain the men's and women's group. We had a hot mic.
Hello, everybody.
We had a hot mic. We did.
We did.
That's technical difficulty on my part.
Yep, I did a live cooking video with
Yeah.
Patreon yesterday or the day before. One of the days. Our days are so busy.
Yep. So for those of you who are already in the chat that got to hear the hot mic aspect of it, this is going to be our last Sunday episode. We are not
Yes.
going to be doing Sunday content anymore. You're going to have to be very careful of her head and stuff hitting that.
Okay.
So
Leave it. Yeah.
we have a new mascot.
Yep.
So we are not going to be doing, I guess we should just cover the entire schedule.
Okay.
All right, let me pull that up. Got to go into the Death Star chat. So as it sits, Monday, the premieres are moving back to 10 a.m. from noon. So we can still be part of the premiere.
Yes.
The episodes run between between an hour to an hour and a half, maybe sometimes 2 hours an episode. In the event that it runs past 2 hours, we will have to leave the premiere to go to our Patreon lives, where we will be recording our podcast episodes live Monday from
Noon to 2.
noon to 2, right? So for all of you who are part of our Patreon community, you'll be able to listen to those lives Monday from noon to 2. So you get a premiere, which is the content you may have already heard, and then you get the newer content that we're recording.
Yes.
Tuesday, AJ is going to be uploading clips that are just email content, because we've had a lot of people who have complained they don't enjoy the banter between Peaches and I. They don't want the
Goofiness.
right. They just want the emails. And I think a lot of that is people hoping their emails get read, which is fair.
Right.
So Tuesday, the email will get dropped. Email 1 from the podcast will get dropped. Wednesday, we'll continue doing our live streams, also at 10 a.m. And then Thursday, the second email from the podcast that we record on Mondays will be dropped. And then Friday, our conversation pieces will drop. Coaching calls are getting ready to be released. The website is done. It's working. I just have to go in there and program our schedule so that people can book us for coaching calls. So we did a time audit last month in the men's group. You did one as well in the women's group, I believe. Buy back your time.
Yep.
And in the time audit, we have Peaches and I realized that we work 7 days a week.
We do.
And even though we do have a lot of downtime, when the kids are here, we don't have downtime. And when we don't have the kids, there's cooking and other errands and shit that has to be ran. So in doing the time audit, we realized that we needed to condense our schedules and give ourselves actual work days to give ourselves a lot of time off. So for us, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is now permanently going to be off days. Thursdays are a window day where if we want to do coaching, we can. If we want to do pop-up lives or cooking videos, we can. If we want to go on vacation, we can. And then we also have the ability to do live garden episodes on Thursdays if you decide you want to do that. We've also decided that the garden is not going to be a weekly event. It will be whenever the fuck she feels like doing it, because there are weeks that you just don't have the time and you come in here and you're rushing to get shit done. And I would rather just not do that.
Right.
And I know you feel the same way. We talked about that this morning.
Yep.
So we are really trying to figure out how to make all of this work in a way that Peaches and I gets to reclaim some semblance of our fucking lives. And I think that we've nailed the schedule. I do have AJ doing more shorts than before. Now that Carrie is helping clip and Joke is clipping, we have 3 people helping with the editing aspect of things. YouTube will be getting more shorts so that we can start driving more shorts, because ultimately we want to try to get away from TikTok.
Yes.
So
I would love to move more into Instagram.
yeah, well, you're working on that with your own account.
Yes.
Which
Hit
is
20,000.3
it's insane to me.
yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane to me too. It's wild that I can post a photo of me in 2-tone lipstick and it gets 2,500 likes.
You see the pictures that I posted of us this morning?
I did.
Yeah.
Those are some of my favorite photos of us.
There's some of my favorite photos, yeah. The and some of them are just you. I threw in a couple of just you by yourself because you're banging and I like
Did
showing
you?
you off, yeah.
Oh, then I must have started me in the middle of your photo
Yeah.
reel.
It's
or
in the
something.
middle. I put those in the middle. So like you have to
Oh, I
scroll all the
must
way
have
through to
missed
see all of them. But there's one of you in the hotel room in that blue top and the flowy white that I like
Oh
a
yeah,
lot.
no, I saw that one. I saw one of me at the slot machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one made me giggle. I was having a lot of fun at that slot machine. The dopamine release was real.
Yeah, it is. That's why
Yeah.
people become addicted to it.
It was fun.
Amber Ford
Wait.
said,
Wait, pause. Can you just scroll up a little bit,
okay.
Carrie? Thank you. Before I forget, just shout out to everyone behind the scenes who helps To Be Better run.
Why did you say that?
Because we now have 3 people editing and clipping, and we have the wizards, and we have my true crime bitches behind the scenes helping me get cases together.
And Carrie.
And Carrie, there's a lot.
This has become a business.
Yeah.
So, but the more people we're able to hire, the more we are able to reclaim
Yeah.
our lives. And this is something that came up the other day in one of the calls that I did, that I done. Don't scroll. Keep it right there because I want to see something. 3. There you
Let's
go.
give me another one.
Oh no.
Oh no, I said something. Okay, we're good.
All right. 3rd time's a charm.
Yeah,
Bless you
good.
times 3.
Thank you. Oh, I have my AirPod in still.
One of the calls that we had talked about is that one of our guys is talking about hiring somebody, and it's scary as hell to give up control over something to push that on to somebody else that you're paying them to do the job, because you know they're not going to do the job the way that you do the job.
Right.
And you can only trust that they're capable of doing it. But the ability to hire people to remove some of the load from us has allowed us to venture into other things, including the coaching calls.
Right.
What's up with the soap line? Are we moving forward? Are you moving forward with Tasha on that soon?
Yes. So life has just been very chaotic for the both of us since getting Ivy. So things are still definitely in the works. Things are being discussed and talked. Oh, you want to get more comfy? Gotta go back down. Down. Oh, you smell your treats. Good girl.
You got the treat bag on you?
I do. Yep. Because we are always working on things.
Yeah.
Not always. She gets to be a dog. But it's easier to have it on me than not.
Keep them things on you.
Always.
Just in case you got to tell her she's a good girl.
But yes, things are in the works. Things are moving forward. Formulas are being finalized.
That's good.
We have to do the website and whatnot.
That should be easy if we use Squarespace.
Yeah.
It's been a godsend for us. Amanda Ford said that TikTok is becoming pansy. My problem with all of the social media sites is that everything is an ad now. My Facebook feed is like a suggested group, suggested person, ad, friend. Suggested person, ad, suggested group, ad. And TikTok is now everyone that I follow, and everything that ends up on my FYP is people selling me shit. Right. And it's 8 or 9 of those things every time I scroll. And it gets to the point that after the 8th or 9th one, I don't want to fucking see it anymore. I don't care. Very rarely do they actually target me with something that I want to purchase. And if I do want to purchase it, I'm not buying it from TikTok shop. I'm going to fucking Amazon.
Right.
So Lorraine said, member for 16th month level, early access message. Thank you for entering my life to help me reflect and learn from my mistakes and take accountability and growth, which has been a wild ride. So thanks.
I believe it's been a wild ride.
You can scroll all the way to the bottom, Carrie.
Thank you. Thank you for still being here, Lorraine.
So big announcement. We hit 200,000 on YouTube the other night. Yep. I think we're almost to 200,001. We were at like 200,500 last night. Or maybe that was this morning. I don't know. But for you guys who are watching on Facebook, please go over to the YouTube channel. Give us a sub over there. It would really help us.
Not my face. It's you.
What would you like to do today? You want to just do a Q? I got to be honest. I really don't want to work.
Yeah, bullshit Q&A.
You just hang out with the chat?
Yeah.
Big yawn.
Okay. Well, there's a message right there that we
Big
can read.
yawn.
Scroll up just a little bit, Carrie, so that it doesn't move. I would love to go through a face-to-face boot camp with Peaches and then have Chris give me how I can better help my man become a better version of himself with being a partner with BPD, manic episodes, etc. I love you both and would love to learn how to better myself so that I can have the type of relationship you guys have. I also have a hard time to voice my needs or to understand what my needs is, etc. Keep being the amazing people you are. We will be working individually, women and men. We will have an option where you can work with both of us at the same time, but we're not quite there yet.
Yep. Still trying to get the kinks out of it.
Yeah.
But it's happening.
Zach said he's going to eat one of those spicy chips since we hit 200,000. He's trying to get Jenny to do it. He actually didn't say he was going to do it. I'm just trying to make him do it.
And you're trying to rope Jen A into it?
I mean, he was trying, but she's just not having it.
That's
So
funny. Yeah, I would never do that again.
no, yeah, it was pretty
Never.
rough. It was pretty rough.
Never.
You handled that way better than I did.
Thank you. Thank you. I was bullied a lot as a kid. I learned to hide my pain.
Lala Angela Marie said, Peaches, how were you able to be so vulnerable to him after years of toxicity?
Because I recognize living with my emotions and made up resentments hurts more than just having a conversation.
You know, elaborate on that at all? Or is it just a definitive boom, we're done?
Well, elaborate on what? What do you want me to elaborate on?
On any of it, because there's people out there who are probably living with that harbored past that can't move
Right.
past it. So it was just that simple for you?
Well, no, I guess I need thought-provoking questions for me
Okay.
to elaborate. Read it again.
You have to scroll back up. Right there. Nope. Right there. Peaches, how were you able to be vulnerable to him after years of toxicity? Ooh, we may lose power today, guys. It's
We may
thundering
lose
out there.
power, yeah. Okay, well, to elaborate on that, that could be an hour and a half discussion. So I guess I would need a fine-tuned question.
Okay. Maybe we should just make a note of that and then do a podcast, like an episode on it.
Yeah, my hands are occupied. Would you like to make the note?
Sure.
Thank you.
I got you. Note taken.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
All right, let's go to the bottom. Somebody asked the color of your lip combo.
It's from Maybelline, the Super Stay Matte Ink, or some combination of those four words. The top lip, red. One of the brighter reds. Not a deep red, one of the flashy reds. And then the lower lip is one of the softest pinks that they have. I don't have the names off the top of my head. I'm really hearing my lisp.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny. Somebody asked us, how did we learn all the things that we learned together? This is one of the most intimate things about our relationship is that we read the same books and then we talk about them.
Yes, I'm so far behind you. You ingest so much more than I do.
It's because I'm listening to them now at 3x.
I can't.
But I am also buying the books, the hard copies, so
You
that we
are.
can go back and highlight and have discussions.
Yeah.
But those intimate conversations that we have, we are able to break down our childhood traumas and our real life adult traumas and the things that we had made mistakes in the past and be like, oh, this makes a whole lot of sense why so-and-so reacted to such and such because I did blah, 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 blah. Having those conversations actually means that we will never follow that. Like we will never do that shit to each other because we are ingesting all of that. And then obviously the emails help. This
We also understand the repercussion of our actions.
hold on. This Bill guy keeps asking about OnlyFans, bro. Are you so interested in jerking your shit to my wife that you would like to see us both naked on OnlyFans? You fucking pervert. We don't do that shit. That's
Everybody
not who we are.
shun Bill.
Yeah. That's just not what we do, guys. Yeah. I take that shit as an insult. I really do. I know that we've joked about like making cooking OnlyFans, but like peaches pies and it just be your
Right.
pies.
Yeah.
But how do you settle frustrating conversations that need to be had when setting boundaries, and how to love one in a way that they feel it? Well, everybody, 5 love languages, obviously, that really helps. And then having conversations with the 5 love languages really helps, because I show differently than I receive. And you kind of do too, to an extent.
Yeah, I am very much an acts of service person, but
Right.
if you did acts of service for me, don't do that, please.
Yeah. What did you say in the cooking video when you were making the chicken pot pie and I tried to put a garbage bag back in the garbage can?
No, don't take away from me what is rightfully mine. To war.
That's funny.
You're on board.
As for settling frustrating conversations, you just have them calm and learn to talk with diplomacy. If you try to argue your points in a way that you are arguing to prevent nuclear war between 2 countries, you tend to be a whole lot calmer and not aggressive in your speech, and it helps things quite a bit. I keep seeing people typing D&D stuff. D&D content is coming next week.
D&D. Oh, we can talk about
We can
our
actually talk about that.
session.
Yeah.
Hearing you say that you were proud of me.
For breaking those spells.
Yeah, for my combos. Oh, I wasn't expecting for you guys to see my slippers, but I'm wearing my slippers.
Ivy Place.
Good girl.
Good girl. Do you think a relationship can work after cheating? Absolutely. Let's talk D&D for a minute.
Okay. Where do you want to start?
We could do a quick recap.
Okay. So we are into session
6.
6. I've left my Kindle here 2 sessions in a row, so I'm 2 sessions behind on my notes.
We have other note takers at the table.
We do.
So.
Fantastic.
And I actually post on our life account on TikTok the session the next day, like my breakdown of it. But your breakdown would be very different.
It would be.
Because our characters did different things.
Yeah.
Yours would all be all about how you calmed an entire ship full of workers with a croissant
yeah.
and really good rolls.
Croissants.
Yeah, that.
Multiple.
Right. Bag of holding bread.
Bag of holding bread, yeah.
It's funny.
So we took over a warship. Little warship. Unalived one of the dudes. They called him Admiral Stanky.
Because his magic items made him smell like a dead dragon.
It did, yeah.
Yeah.
So we unalived him, framed it to look like somebody was pissed off at him from the crew, stole a bunch of things, commandeered the ship, got a magic map.
Yep. Use that ship to take another ship.
Yes. And that was this last session, taking the other ship. I don't know, I'm going to be honest, a lot of it was a whirlwind. I was trying to like see how I could mix match my spells, and I'm starting to understand concentration versus non-concentration. And
Yep. So over the course of 2 rounds, you casted spike growth and plant growth.
yes.
And we posted a TikTok about that on the life account as well, which got like 800 comments overnight.
Yeah.
Because people will argue their spells. And like at the table, we started to argue it because I felt like they should be taking a whole lot more damage.
Right.
But rule of cool will allow that to happen. Somebody
Yeah.
asked what edition. We're playing 5e right now. Who's the dungeon master? This game is we're playing. When we start DMing or when we start playing D&D on TikTok or on Twitch next week, I'll be DMing. And we have 6 players.
Yes.
Yep. So have you thought about trying Pathfinder? I have. It's too much for me. The change of play styles doesn't work.
I don't know what that is.
It's another tabletop RPG. I need D&D Beyond. The simplicity of it just makes my life easy and it speeds the gameplay along.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
I don't remember.
We were talking about the taking of the merchant ship. And then we were talking about your plant growth spells and concentration and non-concentration.
Nope, I focused on what you said.
It's funny hearing you talk about D&D and knowing that in the last 2 sessions you've murked like 50 something people with like barely
Yeah.
any effort whatsoever, and
Yeah.
your character's 3 foot tall
Yes, I'm a little tiny fairy.
with like actual fairy wings and
Yeah.
shit. So
Yep, I've been looking at fairy wings on Etsy. I really want to get into this.
yeah,
I want to be in character all the time.
yeah.
It's fun. I'm just going to jump into calming down the crew. So we were on the top deck and we have one dude who just went berserk.
Yes.
Super dark past, was lost in the desert for 6 months. And my husband unalived all but 2 people on the top. Like right as we board the ship, was it just 2 people you guys left alive?
Yeah, there was only 2 alive.
So I cast Spike Growth at the very bottom of the first staircase. So they would have to run up
Right.
in order to get to us. And
Which
we were
took up the entire bottom half of the ship.
it did.
Yeah.
And you were like, well, we have to get down there somehow because either fight us or surrender. And the guy was like arguing with you. And I was like, can I just fly down there? Like, am I able to just do that? And our DM was like, yeah, you could. So I flew down below ship and all these men are down there getting ready to gear up and they're panicking. And I was like, all right, everybody, deep breath with me. Ready? Woosai. We're good. We're okay. I get it. We're scary. We're calming down.
Your
If you
buddy's
guys-
head exploded.
I get it. I'm covered in blood. I'm flying around. You probably knew these guys. If you want to surrender, it'll all be okay.
And here's some croissants.
And I was like, what, you guys want some croissants? I have some croissants. And I took out some. And our DM was like one guy sobbing, picking up a piece of bread, eating it. And I was like, yummy croissant. And this guy's crying face. Yeah.
That's funny. That's so funny. How does one go about learning to play? Oh wait, how does one go about being able to play D&D with you? Right now, we have the tables packed. We have 6 players. Session 0 was kind of pre-recorded. You can find that on the Twitch To Be Better podcast account. But the game will start. This game will start. It'll be done, and then the next, if we run another one, it'll just be picked through the people in our Discord. That's the way we did it this time. So,
Yeah.
let's actually answer some actual questions.
All right. I think I want a snack before we jump into that.
What would you like me to get you?
Oh, you're going to get it for me? Thank you. I don't know. Can I request a variety pack of 3 things of your choosing? Thank you. Oh, thank you, Carrie.
I already told you I'll help yourself to my snacks. Got plenty. There's that box of those multi-bags of the chips, the Cheetos, the the Cheetos.
Oh yeah.
Those sour cream and cheddar chips you ate. There's a lot of shit. Fortunately.
I appreciate the way that my husband loves me. Oh, he's really putting time into looking at stuff. Oh, I'm so excited.
We've covered the 4 basic food groups.
Oh, yay!
Not really, because the food pyramid's alive, but brownies, Nutrigrain bars.
Oh my God.
and Slim Jim.
Yes! I'm so excited. Okay, I'm ready.
No.
Are there any self-help improvement materials you would suggest? Me and my man both have BPD and are always looking to be better people. Stop walking on eggshells is what you read if you're with somebody who has borderline, so you can understand how to deal with that. Buddha and the Borderline and I Love You, I Hate You, Don't Leave Me. Those 3 books are phenomenal for what you're looking for. Any tips for new couples to be mindful of as they grow past the honeymoon phase? The honeymoon phase doesn't have to end. It's a myth. Mm-hmm. You get into the roommate phase by choice. You stop prioritizing your partner and you stop with the intimacy and the love and the things of that nature. it may slow down in terms of sexy time because of stress of living together and bills and money, and you fall into that, well, it'll be there tomorrow thing, which you should not do either because tomorrow's not promised. But that's a choice. As for not going into the honeymoon phase or what the advice that you were asking for, honestly, you need to communicate your needs. It's the biggest one. If you want playtime, talk about playtime. If you want a vacation, talk about vacation. If you want to go watch a movie, go watch a movie. Like, you have to talk about everything. You're mad that the dishes didn't get done last night, you need to talk about it. Sierra asked if we can get the name of the books on the chat. They're on our website. Our website is up. Whatever the issue was has been fixed. tobebetter.com. Click on resources. It's all there. What?
Oh, I guess there was lightning outside. Carrie was reacting to something, and I was like, I don't understand what's happening.
Oh, there's a question about the 7-year itch. Scroll up just a little bit for me. Right there. Do you guys believe that love fades after you reach 7 years? Me and my partner are about to hit the mark, and I think I'm overthinking. I've discovered you guys these past few weeks, and I'm enjoying your views on communication, but our jobs are very demanding, and I think we're struggling to find the time to discuss making our relationship stronger. And as we're both so exhausted after a hard day, and also trying to parent full time, absolutely adore it. So you're saying that you're having a hard time setting the time aside to simply have a conversation? There's your problem. You need to prioritize your marriage or your relationship. 7-year itch is a very real thing for people, but it's not, it's also not unavoidable. You know, you can avoid that shit. It's not hard. You just have to be open and honest and continue talking. You need the communication aspect of what you guys are having an issue with is a problem. I couldn't imagine not having the time to talk to you. Like, I prioritize that. We have every night when we get home, like if we're both tired and we're sitting on the couch and we're watching TV, if a conversation needs to be had, we can pause the television and just have the conversation. Scheduling check-ins. Sometimes you have to physically fucking schedule a check-in and put that shit in your calendar. Calendars are great. A shared Google Calendar in the house is amazing. How's the brownie?
Fantastic.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm going to just keep talking then while you munch.
Perfect.
Okay. Karina said, I love how blunt and real you guys are about relationships. Seriously, it's so nice to actually have other people talk about the ups and downs. It's hard work, but it's so worth it. Everything that is worth having is hard work. Nothing that is worth having ever comes easily. All right, scroll down. Keep going. Let's go all the way to the bottom. How do you tell your partner about having kids? He's 33 and I'm 30. He thinks we have all the time in the world when we clearly don't. And he wants to be financially ready. It moved. You gotta scroll up. It moved again. Just lost it. Right there. For things like that, but I don't want kids later on in life. And I gave him a time limit. Second question, is that fair of me to do? Yeah, it's fair. So the kids question is something that should have been asked when you guys were recording. You guys should have had an understanding of when it is too late and what is not. I understand being the need to be financially stable before having kids. I think that's responsible, but let's be real. Like, most people are not financially stable right now. And if you're waiting for that, if you're waiting for the right time to have kids or the right time to open a business or the right time to get married, there's never going to be a right time. The right time was 10 years ago. Second best right time could be right now. It could not be. I don't know your situation, but there's no such thing as the right time. I know for a fact that if I was like, I didn't want kids again. Like, I stepped into a role as a bonus dad with your kids. And the idea of having little kids again was not something that I wanted to do at my age. I turned 44 this year, but I get to, help sculpt little personalities and shit. So it's dope for me, but I feel like this is a one-man show. I regret getting you those snacks.
You put me back on the screen?
Let's scroll back down. How do I go from being the caregiver who always made sure things were paid paid for everything, cooked, clean, etc. in all my relationships, and now wanting to be a traditional submissive partner, it's hard for me because since I was a child, I've always had to do everything. You need to find somebody that is allowing you to be that. You know what I mean? Like, you're an adult, you're gonna have to take care of your life, and if you can find somebody that's willing to step in and be the leader, and you're willing to submit to them, that's how that works. Scroll down just a little bit. It says, does Peaches have any advice on postpartum care? I'm about to give birth to our first baby in a few weeks. Well, congratulations on your baby. And yeah, there's a whole video about it.
That's just postpartum depression. Oh gosh, for postpartum care,
Oh, yeah, it said care.
you can't take baths. Avoid baths. Do not. Do not. I had 2 C-sections and I pushed myself too much. I busted open my stitches once. If you're having a good day, continue to relax. You will feel a whole host of emotions, and I will put 95% surety on the bet that you will feel like you are underperforming in maintaining your household, in cooking, in being a wife or a girlfriend. You feel like you're failing in every aspect of your life.
Why do you think that is?
Just specifically postpartum.
Well, yes, but no, because there are a lot of women out there who sound like that anyways.
Right.
When you're having a bad mental space day, that's how you sound to me, because you actually say those things.
Yeah.
But for a woman who's just had a baby, who's going through the postpartum care, and they're trying to get their body to heal from what's happened, why do you think that guilt is there? Because I think that stems from guilt. I could be wrong. I've never pushed a watermelon out, but like,
It didn't stem from guilt. It stemmed more from, for me personally, there was always the recognition that my life was going to change when the baby came. For me, I did not recognize how massive that change was until like 2 to 3 months postpartum. And trying to set a new schedule while working around your own, working around your partner's, now you're working around a child's. And every baby's different. There's a new stress, there's new judgments. And as a woman, I already felt judged massively by my own gender. And then after having a child, I thought that the community would be a little bit more welcoming. And I've said this before, but I joined a mommy group on Facebook. And when they found out that I had a C-section, they told me I wasn't a real mother.
so fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna scroll down.
So it was an amalgamation of things for me that I've all around, I felt like a fucking failure. So it's important to remind yourself every day that you are doing your best. And when you ask for an outside perspective from your partner or your mom on how you are doing, if you are maintaining well, if whatever, and they give you their perspective and it's a positive one, don't shit on it. Just because you're feeling negative about yourself doesn't negate their perspective of you are actually doing good right now. If you were to negate that, I would view that as fishing for victimizing yourself. Because now you're fishing for, no, come on, really, babe, you're doing really great. I mean, look at all of this. No, you're just saying that because you're with me.
Right.
I would also highly recommend finding some sort of supportive community, whether that be online, through a Facebook group, a Discord, through family, through old friends. People who you are able to vent to, not people to talk shit with. And there's a massive difference between the two of those. And go for a walk every day. Even when you've been vomited on 3 times, the baby's crying because he hasn't shit. We're going to go for a walk. We're going to go outside and we're going to feel the breeze on our face and take some deep breaths. I definitely should have taken more walks. I should do a whole video about this.
We should do well. I mean, we have the postpartum was the video one.
Yeah.
So I you said that you wanted to do that you said there was a whole lot of videos that you wanted to do on that, and we'll get to it eventually. It's just we've been prioritizing life over content, which has been necessary. So.
Yeah. Yep.
Charles said, I'm in a new relationship with someone I've loved for a long time. How do you keep the communication going starting out and for long term? We have deep conversations now, but how do you keep it going? How do you keep it going? I have a very specific answer for this that I'm going to give. How do you keep the conversations going, the intimate conversations going from a Peach's standpoint?
Well, there's two components for me.
Okay.
Actually initiating the conversations and minimizing reactions.
Okay. We have very different takes on what that question was.
Okay.
Mine is to get in the car, drive for 2 hours with our phones in the console.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The conversations that we have when we are driving are top notch. And it could be the dumbest shit, but it is ultimately the time for us to reconnect. And when we have those long drives and we do our little photography dates or whatever it is that we're doing, then we have to drive all the way back. That car time for us is uninterrupted goofiness. We sing, we play, we talk, we read books. We are connected on this isn't just work. This isn't just the kids' school. This isn't just house chores. This isn't just the car maintenance. We are talking about things that matter to us. Babe, I want to start doing apothecary. Really, well, I was thinking about putting subwoofers in my car, right? Or whatever. And we have those conversations and we listen to each other's wants and our needs and the bids for connection. Oh my God, look at that car. Oh, I love old cars. Me too. What would you favorite old car be? We're learning each other as we grow, because as you grow, your interests change. The person you are at 30 is not the person you are at 20. The person you are at 50 is not the person you were at 20, 30, or 40. As you continue to evolve, if your person is evolving, you risk growing apart. That's a very real fucking thing. That's why people end up in the roommate phase.
Right.
So for me, anytime I need like a recharge with you, it's a car ride. And if I need a silent recharge with you, it's a bike ride. Put you on the back of the Harley and just go out to Boca Grande and fucking ride back. Like,
Yep.
because there's an intimacy in that.
There is.
So you're right. I was right, I guess. We really had two very different answers there.
We did have two different answers.
I also think the check-ins matter. I know that I'm going to say that until the day we stop the podcast. We just recorded an updated version of that for 2024. And I think what I want to do is create a check-ins list, like a playlist on YouTube, so that we can do every time we do an update, we can just put a new one up so that people can watch them as we evolve. I think that would be pretty neat.
That would be
because
dope.
I rewatched the first one, and the first one had a lot of great information that we didn't put in the second one because we had already talked about it for the last 2 years. So, oh man, do they still take relationship emails? Yes, they do. That's actually the only way that you guys can normally get with us. We're doing Q&A stuff today because we don't feel like doing emails. And this will be the last Sunday live that we ever do. Our live streams will be Wednesday between 12 and 2 p.m. on YouTube moving forward. Does this podcast... Oh, wait, I'll have to wait till that scrolls up because the camera's in the way. Does this podcast and the relationship advice you give to others negatively impact your relationship? Is there a point to where you guys have to back off helping others and focus on your own? Yes. Yes. This podcast has been a lot of fucking turmoil for us in the last 2 years. There have been times, ironically enough, at different times where both of us wanted to quit.
Yeah.
The thing with me, and I'm only speaking for me in this, the thing for me in not quitting is that I enjoy this first and foremost. For the most part, I do enjoy it. But every time we meet someone and they're like, oh my God, you saved my marriage. Oh my God, I'm still here because of your podcast. Oh my God, you guys are amazing. Thank you for what you do. I've learned so much about BPD. That fills my cup. And I'm like, all right, if people are still fucking getting help, let's keep going. But it definitely puts a strain because we're taking on so many other people's problems that it's mentally exhausting. Yeah. This is for Peaches. What can or does Chris do to help you past previous trauma?
Talks through things with me and gives me different perspectives. Very grounding.
I try to be. I try to, you know how when you have anxiety and you start like calling out the shit on the floor, like rug, water
Yeah.
bottle to like bring yourself back down. I try to do that to you when you're going through it. Like once you've expressed what the problem is, I can find the positives and the opportunities and silver linings of what's going on in our lives, and that's what I try to throw at you.
And it helps.
Yeah, sometimes it works. Sometimes I don't think it does much. You always thank me for it, but you still get kind of. It's hard. It's hard watching you go through that shit. Yeah. Tara said it's been 2 already. We started doing TikToks.
Oh gosh, August 2 years ago.
August 2 years ago. So yeah, technically the podcast is not 2 years old because the YouTube channel was created on December
Right.
17th, but we were doing the TikTok relationship content in
Oh,
August.
this is like the gestational period
Yeah.
of the podcast.
Yeah.
We're currently in the womb.
Can you scroll up just a little bit for me, please? A little bit more. Mackenzie said, what about the Patreon lives? Might be a stupid question. So it's not a stupid question. It's a good question. We are still going live on Patreon for the garden episodes, the live recording episodes, and any bonus content that we decide to do. There will not be a basic Q&A Patreon live anymore because we're in the Discord. If you guys have questions for us, you can just fucking at us in the Discord and we can answer the questions. But because we're going live for the podcast readings and the garden episodes and all of the things that we already do, like you were live for 2 hours the other day cooking,
Yes.
where you were interacting and doing things like that. So because we're already doing those and we plan on doing Q&A stuff after each email that we read for the podcast, that's going to give you guys a whole lot more Patreon content that we don't need a dedicated 30-minute to an hour unless we're doing Zoom calls or whatever.
Right.
Fridays through Sundays also allows us to have dedicated days where if somebody was able to come and get on the podcast or do an interview with us, like a therapist, because we're going to be interviewing a therapist soon, that would be really good to have those days available because then we can just go, it'll be on a Friday. If you have Friday available, great. If not, it'll have to be on your next available Friday
Right.
because that's what, we have that. So you'll still get a lot of Patreon live content. It just won't be a dedicated Q&A. There might be times where we get on there and just fucking watch TV with you guys. Like it really depends on what we're doing. There's going to be nights where we have a whole lot of downtime and have nothing going on and could be on Twitch playing video games instead of, you know what I mean? So,
Yep.
how is your son doing? I saw a video of him crying. I hope he's feeling better. You didn't see a video of our son crying.
No, this is of you crying.
What?
That was from like months ago where I was having a hard time at the fact that I don't see the kids every day.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, I totally misread that one. You can go all the way to the bottom, please. Actually, let me have a mouse. Yeah. Oh God. All right. I'm in a driver's seat now. Now I don't have to say do this, do that. I can just do it. Would love to know more about her weight loss journey.
In regards to what?
As much as I love the lives, I cannot imagine how exhausting they are. LOL. I can understand cutting them down. It's not even so much that it's exhausting. It's just that we want days off. That time audit made me realize how much of our life we waste. And a lot of it is wasted because we schedule our shit at like inopportune times. So there's days where like you have the kids and it's been summer vacation. So you have to do the mom thing and I have nothing going on. So I can either plan outings with us or I can come here, play video games, or I can record Voice of the Broken. But like once the kids are in bed, that's our time together. So like we get a little bit of time at night and that's it until the weekend. And then we get Friday and Saturday sometimes. And now we're D&D. Like there's just a lot of, okay. How many of you can schedule something for 3:00 knowing that you've got nothing else to do for the day, but won't do anything at all day long because you know at 3:00 you have to be somewhere?
Yep.
That's me. And then I make myself anxious about it. And then I want to cancel and I don't want to fucking go. So we're making that a thing. Ooh, moving. I do that 100%. The waiting is killer. I do that too. It's fucked up. How do I, as a man, take submissiveness from my girlfriend? My ex-wife was terrible, and the one I am with is amazing. I found you two a couple days ago, and the way your wife is, how dang near how my woman is. So what I'm saying, I feel awkward or weird because she is all about me, and as a submissive, and is submissive in ways I've never experienced. I treat her like a queen. I love our dynamic.
Mm-hmm. I'd hope so.
If you're a man who has a submissive woman, you need to make her a priority. This isn't a one-sided thing. The submissiveness is an earned quality. You've not been like that with other people. So if she's willing to give that to you, and that's, who she is in her nature, it says a lot about who you are as a man, because most women just don't give that away. Are you super excited for your upcoming trip? Man, I'm so ready for fucking Thailand. I want to see that shit so bad.
I'm a little anxious. I always get anxious being away from the kids, and this is going to be the farthest I've ever been away from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This will be the farthest I've ever been away from America.
Yeah.
I was just trying to relate. Oh, man. Give us another 15 minutes and we'll wrap it up, I think. That puts us in an hour.
Yeah. I'm also trying to think of like what outfits I can bring over there. I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of scared of walking in public out there.
Why?
Because of how my body's shaped. And I want to get sex trafficked. I'm legit concerned about that. Like, I don't think I'm going to wear what I usually wear. Like, I don't think I'm going to bring any of my workout leggings.
Just some jeans and some shirts.
Maybe.
You realize that you're not going to be alone out there.
Yeah, I know, but
Is this an irrational fear?
maybe I don't want to
think
get
it is.
groped by people's eyes.
You groped by their eyes. Okay, I'm glad you added the eyes.
Yes.
How did you know I was the one, babe? That's what Abby said. Peach, how did you know he was the one?
I didn't. That took time. That took a lot of time.
So what was the moment?
You asking me to move in with you. I will never forget this night. I was laying on my couch and I was all snuggled up facing one side with my blanket pulled over my head, and I was super comfy texting you. And I had actually just left your house. And you're like, this is stupid. I hate that you're not here. And you're like, do you want to move in? And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, wait a minute. Like, the kids. And you're like, bring the kids. What do you mean? It didn't go that way. It was very more in depth.
Yeah, that was definitely the very shortened down version.
Yeah. But that was the moment, because up until then you had been very adamant about how
Yep.
you didn't want children and you were in your retirement and all of that.
Yep. It's crazy how things play out.
Yeah, it really is. It really is.
Chris asked if we were taking Ivy to Thailand. Nope,
Yeah.
we're not.
That's going to be hard for her.
It will be. She'll have Carrie or Sean. She'll be all right.
Yeah.
Yep. I honestly don't, hindsight 2020, the person that helped us set all this up and drove a trip, I regret dealing with them. I'm like, it's gonna sound kind of shitty, but I'm glad she lost her job.
Yeah.
Because I would have much rather have done Thailand a later time and done a couple trips, Costa Rica, Banff National Park, and done a couple of seminars first before going to the other side of the world to do one. And I think that we would have built an easier following for that, because it'd been a whole lot cheaper for people to fly to Costa Rica, and it's a much shorter flight.
Right. Or Yellowstone.
Yeah. Yeah. For us to fly to Costa Rica, it's less than 5 hours. We can get a straight through flight. Obviously that's from Florida. It'd be different from other people, but really looking forward to that. So I love so much of what you both put out into the world. Thank you. Do you believe a couple who started all wrong can make it back to right? And in depth, how would you advise them to proceed?
So I'm going to correct that sentence because you can't make it back to right if you were never there in the first place.
Correct. Can't go back anyways.
Right. So only way is forward. So what does forward look like to make you both happy?
Yeah, I think the first question needs to be are you two able to forgive and let go? Because you're not going to forget the shit that's happened. But you can forgive and understand that moving forward, we have a new modus of operandi that we're going to adhere to and that we're going to fucking do things. And if we're going to be working on a new foundation, there needs to be new levels of trust that have to be established. There's going to have to be a whole lot of hard conversations. There needs to be a lot of ugly honesty. And I say ugly honesty and not brutal honesty because you can say some ugly shit that needs to be said without being a fuckface about it.
You can say it with love.
Right. Criticism without love is cruelty. So if you're going to be giving criticism to your partner, it needs to come from a place of I love you and we need to do better versus how fucking dare you, right?
Right.
And then beyond that, it's just going to take lots of conversations and a lot of trying to work through things. So Amber said, thank you so much for all you guys have done. It has helped me to work on things I needed to address on my side of my 10-year marriage. I will miss you guys on Sunday and the replays I miss. Well, yeah, Sundays just won't be here.
Yeah.
Scrolling down. You guys are the most in love couple I have seen in my life. You give me hope in my relationship, and I'm only 23, but your wisdom has helped me really be the best me in my relationship. I want to thank you, and I appreciate your love. That was a whole lot of words without a period. Love is a choice, guys.
Yeah.
And it's not enough. Simply being in love with your person is not enough.
No, it's not.
It takes work. It takes consistency.
Action.
And it takes intention. You need to love with intent. Yeah. 9 minutes.
9 minutes.
Is it possible for someone's love language to be pain, mentally and emotional pain? No, that's not how that works. There are people who can be into that, sexually, but that's not a love language. Dun, 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 dun. At what point do you let go on the idea that might come back? What idea that might come back? Rachel said, I just found your podcast. Well, we're glad you're here.
Welcome.
Guys, we want to hit 250,000 on YouTube by the end of the year now.
Yeah.
So that gives us, 4 months for 50,000 subs? So if you guys are not following us on YouTube, please go over to the YouTube channel and subscribe. Can we ask 2 Be Better life questions? Fuck yeah. Please. Ask us something not relationship based.
Let's go.
We might go a little bit longer. She said, I would love to know Peach's favorite plant or uses of her plants. I know she uses her handy dandy pen, but do you bake or use large pipe-like devices? Sorry, trying to be discreet as possible. I appreciate you using that, being discreet, because that matters. And then we got a super chat.
I don't have a favorite plant. I like being calm. And whichever one best serves that purpose, it works.
So on a non-medicinal use, what is your favorite plant? Because you've got a lot out there. You got fig. You've got your monstera.
Oh, you mean like my actual plants? Yeah. I think my favorite is my Thai constellation one, Monstra.
Which one is that? Is that the white and green one?
That's the one that Polly gifted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that your favorite because it's the first one of those you ever got, or is it because somebody gave it to you?
Both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool the way that we can attach memories to something like that, and it's living.
Yeah. It's thriving. It just grew another leaf.
Did it? Mm-hmm. Mimi Kenya, we know who that is. Hi, hubby struggled with my tough love approach a while because he's not used to it, but there's love and kindness, but also accountability. Love y'all. I talked to your hubby today. He shot me a text message. He found a retro emulator that looks like a Game Boy with a color screen that's only $60 on Amazon.
No way.
So instead of buying them the Nintendo Switches for the kids, we can buy them little emulators, and it looks like a Game Boy, so that when we're driving back and forth from Tennessee or we're on road trips, they actually have games that they can play that's not on those giant ass tablets.
I love that.
Yep.
Good call on waiting.
I'm gonna buy 3 of them.
Can I have one?
Well, I'm gonna buy 4 of them then because I want one for myself.
Did it come in pink?
I only saw smoke black.
Okay. Have to put everyone's names on the back of them.
I just found your podcast and subscribed to you on YouTube. I'm a behavior therapist and my partner has BPD. How can I be the best version of me? I don't really quite understand what you're asking. Do you mean that because he has borderline, you're trying to be the best version of you for him? I don't understand. Hello, I'm 23 years old and I want to start a business in auto body repair and paint, but I have no idea how to. If you have any advice, I'd love to hear it. Do you work in that field already? That's number one. Because if you don't know the business and you try to open a business in that business, you're doing so blind. So if I was to open an automotive repair or auto body repair business, because I've never worked in that field, I would get a job in an auto body place and I would start as a grunt. I'd be like, what's the worst job in here? And they would tell me, like, I want that job. And I would work that job for 5 or 6 months until I fucking knew that job. And I'd be like, all right, what's the next job? And I would go through the ranks of learning everything. And I would try to get as close as I can to the owner so that I can have conversations with them while they're doing it. Because they're going to tell you the things that they fucked up in, like how they wasted money and things that they should have done differently. And you make mental notes about all that shit. And then you do different because they've given you the cheat code of what they did wrong. Tom said, Chris, where are you still a tattoo artist? I was for 27 years in the tattoo industry and I still own my own studio, but I have no interest in ever doing another tattoo as long as I live. Actually, that's a lie, but every once in a while I get the itch. I'm like, oh, I want to do a tattoo, but I don't think that I would ever go back to it. And if I did, it would be fucking stupid expensive because it would have to pay for me to step away from everything else in my life. And I'm fucking charge a lot for that. So
I hate that you won't tattoo me.
You know what? I thought about this. I actually thought about this at length. And I was talking to Javier about it while we were playing D&D on Sunday or Friday night when you were out smoking with Caitlin.
Yeah.
He tattooed her. And I'm like, that sucks. And he's like, I know, I have to fucking look at it. I'm like, I know, dude. Because if we do something that's not right in the tattoo, we have to see that every fucking day. And like, I don't want to see my fuck ups every day. And every tattoo has fuck ups in them. The difference between a professional and a scratcher is that we fix our fuck ups while we're doing it, or we try to hide them.
Right.
You know, others don't do that. So Charles said, Chris, question for you as a man. How do you keep fighting the mental battles in life and keep working to bettering yourself for the ones you love? I don't do it for the ones I love. I do it for me. Because I can't give them the best version of me if I'm not the best version of me. So I do it for me first. I want to make sure that she's getting the current best version of me. And as I evolve in life, I want to give her the new best version of me. But that takes work. As for not giving into the mental battles, my life is dope as a motherfucker. I have bad days like everyone else. I have bad mental health days. But I put gratitude in my attitude, so to speak, and I start giving myself, today sucks. Well, why does today suck? My mental health, blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's start looking at the good things. You got a new car, got a beautiful wife, kids are fucking doing good, everybody's loved and watered, house is great, business is good, friends are good. Have you talked to anybody that you love lately that you haven't? I should send a text message. And I start putting that gratitude out there and change my brain from pity fucking woe is me to my life is dope as fuck. And that helps me. Where I go to the gym. One or the other. The title is making me feel some type of way. It's because we're just not doing Sunday live streams anymore. We're not going anywhere. It was clickbait. I did that just so you guys would come and watch.
That's fucked up.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
Yeah.
It worked though. There's
did.
fucking 500 people watching between
definitely
YouTube
worked.
and Facebook.
That's funny.
Me and my girlfriend send your videos to each other all day long. You've given us the tools to build a solid foundation for our relationship. So thank you. You're welcome, Amber. You guys should fucking sit down and watch the podcast, pause it, and have conversations about it. That's the way to do it. That is the way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
One of the artists in our area accidentally messed up and put lose, ship, sink lips instead of loose lips. You typed it the same way twice. See my last comment, please. How How about you copy and repaste it because I'm not going to scroll all the way back up there. Comments are moving fast. I'm having YouTube and Facebook comments popping up here. Clickbait, some bitch. Favorite meal. What's your favorite meal?
Tomato soup and grilled cheese.
What's my favorite meal?
Biscuits and gravy.
Yeah.
How are you feeling about the lipstick combo now that it's been a few hours?
I still don't like it.
No.
It doesn't fuck with me the way that it did the first time I saw it because it looked like you just did your upper lip and not the bottom. Mm-hmm. I'm like, take it off. Finish it. Something. Like
Right.
it's like the
Right.
and then not going. That's how it feels.
Okay.
Yep. What are your thoughts on reverse roles, working wife and staying home husband with a 2-year-old? I think that works for some people, and if you're happy and watered, it doesn't matter what you guys are doing. I think that too many people are worried about other people's perception of their relationships. And though we give traditional marriage advice in the way that we think gender roles should work in the marriage and what works for us, that is our relationship. And we think that there are a lot of people out there who truly want what we have and could thrive in that. I'm not oblivious to the fact that there are people out there who are, stay-at-home dads that the wife has a really fucking good job and they're madly in love and they've switched roles. He can still do blue jobs and help with pink jobs and you guys can make that shit work. The outside opinion of that shouldn't fucking matter. Mm-hmm. If we had different roles and we were happy and somebody's like, you guys should blah, 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 you should suck a dick because I'm fucking thriving in my marriage. I don't tell you. You're not fucking me, feeding me, or financing me in any way. You don't need to be your opinion. Mm-hmm. Just go away.
Shoo.
Shoot fly, don't bother me. Danish was like, I was like, is he going to complete the 2 knocks? Ashley, you can send us an email. That's a whole lot of type that you need to get in there. tobebetter.co. I'm sorry, tobebetterco@gmail.com. Jamie said next time that we're in Florida, can we get buy you guys dinner? I don't know. Maybe you can send an email. Book recommendations. It's on the website, tobebetter.com. Can you share your testimonies of faith? We have that video's on our Patreon. It's 4:00.
My most recent testimony of faith. Yeah, I can't think of one that's not like, bitch, get it together.
I always know when I'm not right with God when I wake up in the middle of the night and can't sleep.
Yeah.
Yep. There's like, I could be dead tired. Like the other night, we went to bed at 1:00 in the morning and I was up at 3 and I couldn't fucking sleep.
Yeah.
My brain was going and going and going.
It's when I start getting anxiety while getting baked.
Yeah. That wake up in the middle of the night, have like an hour-long conversation with God until I fall asleep.
Yeah.
Wake up the next morning and be like, amen.
I do that shit too because I forget to say it or I fall asleep.
It's funny.
Yep. I start getting a lot of nightmares too.
Really?
That happens. Yeah, a lot of nightmares.
That's funny.
Do Patreon?
I'm not doing Patreon today.
Okay.
No, we're done. To Twitch and some Call of Duty maybe.
All right.
I don't.
I have to leave here at 6.
Well, it gives us 2 hours.
Woo-hoo.
Yep. That's funny.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. This has been fun.
Yep.
We will see you guys. Oh.
We'll be live on Wednesday. We're still going to be doing lives.
Yeah,
and we'll be doing a lot of lives on Patreon. We still do a lot of lives on Patreon. The Sundays are just done.
Yes. What does that say? Can you scroll up a little bit? Someone's shouting at me in the chat.
Are they actually screaming?
Yeah, scroll down a little bit. Hang on. There we go. I have my glasses on. Laisha Miller. I appreciate your love and reciprocate it.
That's funny. What's the email again? tobebetterco@gmail.com. Yes, we do play with fans from time to time. You guys can jump on To Be Better on Twitch. To Be Better Podcast on Twitch. Ask those questions there. We'll get you situated. Everybody else, we'll see you on the next one.
Bye, guys.
Hit the button.